Hey everyone, welcome back to Vergara's Adventure. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that literally keeps us alive: blood. So, grab a snack, hit that like button, and let's get started. The basics of blood. Alright, let's start with the basics. What exactly is blood? Well, it's not just that red liquid flowing through our veins. Blood is a complex and dynamic mixture of cells and plasma. Blood is one of the most important components of life. Almost any animal that possesses a circulatory system has blood. From an evolutionary perspective, blood was speculated to have risen from a type of cell that was responsible for phagocytosis and nutrition. Billions of years later, blood and the circulatory system have drastically helped the evolution of more complex life forms. It is a fluid connective tissue that consists of plasma, blood cells, and platelets. It circulates throughout our body, delivering oxygen and nutrients to various cells and tissues. It makes up 8% of our body weight. An average adult possesses around 5 to 6 liters of blood. We've got red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets, all suspended in a fluid called plasma. The red stuff, red blood cells. Now, let's talk about those superstar red blood cells. RBCs are biconcave cells without nucleus in humans, also known as erythrocytes. RBCs contain the iron-rich protein called hemoglobin. Give blood its red color. RBCs are the most copious blood cells produced in bone marrows. Their main function is to transport oxygen from and to various tissues and organs. They're like the delivery trucks of the body, transporting oxygen from our lungs to every nook and cranny. But here's the kicker: they don't have a nucleus. We'll explore why that's so cool in just a bit. Life in the white blood cells. Next up, we have the defenders of our body: white blood cells. Leukocytes are colorless blood cells. They are colorless because it is devoid of hemoglobin. They are further classified as granulocytes and agranulocytes. WBCs mainly contribute to immunity and defense mechanism. These guys are like the superheroes, fighting off invaders like bacteria and viruses. Ever wondered how they do it? Stick around to find out. There are 5 different types of white blood cells and are classified mainly based on the presence and absence of granules. Granulocytes. They are leukocytes with the presence of granules in their cytoplasm. The granulated cells include eosinophil, basophil, and neutrophil. Eosinophils. They are the cells of leukocytes which are present in the immune system. These cells are responsible for combating infections in parasites of vertebrates and for controlling mechanisms associated with allergy and asthma. Eosinophil cells are small granulocytes which are produced in the bone marrow and makes 2 to 3% of whole WBCs. These cells are present in high concentrations in the digestive tract. Basophils. They are the least common of the granulocytes, ranging from 0.5 to 1% of WBCs. They contain large cytoplasmic granules, which play a vital role in mounting a nonspecific immune response to pathogens and allergic reactions by releasing histamine and dilating the blood vessels. These white blood cells have the ability to be stained when exposed to basic dyes, hence referred to as basophil. These cells are best known for their role in asthma and their result in inflammation and bronchoconstriction in the airways. They secrete serotonin, histamine, and heparin. Neutrophils. They are normally found in the bloodstream. They are predominant cells, which are present in pus. Around 60 to 65% of WBCs are neutrophils with a diameter of 10 to 12 micrometers. The nucleus is 2 to 5 lobed and the cytoplasm has very fine granules. Neutrophil helps in the destruction of bacteria with lysosomes, and it acts as a strong oxidant. Neutrophils are stained only using neutral dyes. Hence, they are called so. Neutrophils are also the first cells of the immune system to respond to an invader such as a bacteria or a virus. The lifespan of these WBCs extends for up to 8 hours and is produced every day in the bone marrow. Agranulocytes. They are leukocytes with the absence of granules in their cytoplasm. Agranulocytes are further classified into monocytes and lymphocytes. Monocytes. These cells usually have a large bilobed nucleus with a diameter of 12 to 20 micrometers. The nucleus is generally half-moon-shaped or kidney-shaped, and it occupies 6 to 8% of WBCs. They are the garbage trucks of the immune system. The most important functions of monocytes are to migrate into tissues and clean up dead cells, protect against bloodborne pathogens, and move very quickly to the sites of infections in the tissues. These white blood cells have a single bean-shaped nucleus, hence referred to as monocytes. Lymphocytes. They play a vital role in producing antibodies. Their size ranges from 8 to 10 micrometers. They are commonly known as natural killer cells. They play an important role in body defense. These white blood cells are colorless cells formed in lymphoid tissue, hence referred to as lymphocytes. There are two main types of lymphocytes: B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. These cells are very important in the immune systems and are responsible for humoral and cell-mediated immunity. The clotters platelets. Platelets might be small, but they play a big role. They're the first responders to any injuries, forming clots to stop bleeding. It's like having a built-in repair crew in your bloodstream. Thrombocytes are specialized blood cells produced from bone marrow. Platelets come into play when there is bleeding or hemorrhage. They help in clotting and coagulation of blood. Platelets help in coagulation during a cut or wound. Components of blood. There are many cellular structures in the composition of blood. When a sample of blood is spun in a centrifuge machine, they separate into the following constituents: plasma, buffy coat, and erythrocytes. Thus, blood contains RBC, WBC, platelets, and plasma. Plasma. The liquid state of blood can be contributed to plasma as it makes up 55% of blood. It is pale yellow in color and when separated. Blood plasma consists of salts, nutrients, water, and enzymes. Blood plasma also contains important proteins and other components necessary for overall health. Hence, blood plasma transfusions are given to patients with liver failure and life-threatening injuries. Components of blood plasma. Blood plasma has several protein components. Proteins in blood plasma are serum globulin, serum albumin, fibrinogen. The serum contains only globulin and albumin. Fibrinogen is absent in serum because it is converted into fibrin during blood clotting. Red blood cells, RBC. Red blood cells consist of hemoglobin, a protein. They are produced by the bone marrow to primarily carry oxygen to the body and carbon dioxide away from it. White blood cells, WBC. White blood cells are responsible for fighting foreign pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, and fungi that enter our body. They circulate throughout our body and originate from the bone marrow. Platelets. Tiny disc-shaped cells that help regulate blood flow when any part of the body is damaged, thereby aiding in fast recovery through clotting of blood. The above stated elements form the composition of blood in humans. The only vertebrate without hemoglobin is the crocodile fish. It derives its oxygen requirement directly from the cold, oxygen-rich water where it lives. Functions of blood. Blood is responsible for the following body functions: fluid connective tissue. Blood is a fluid connective tissue composed of 55% plasma and 45% formed elements including WBCs, RBCs, and platelets. Since these living cells are suspended in plasma, blood is known as a fluid connective tissue and not just fluid. Provides oxygen to the cells. Blood absorbs oxygen from the lungs and transports it to different cells of the body. The waste carbon dioxide moves from the blood to the lungs and is exhaled. Transports hormones and nutrients. The digested nutrients such as glucose, vitamins, minerals, and proteins are absorbed into the blood through the capillaries in the villi lining the small intestine. The hormones secreted by the endocrine glands are also transported by the blood to different organs and tissues. Homeostasis. Blood helps to maintain the internal body temperature by absorbing or releasing heat. Blood clotting at site of injury. The platelets help in the clotting of blood at the site of injury. Platelets along with the fibrin form clot at the wound site. Transport of waste to the kidney and liver. Blood enters the kidney where it is filtered to remove nitrogenous waste out of the blood plasma. The toxins from the blood are also removed by the liver. Protection of the body against pathogens. The white blood cells fight against infections. They multiply rapidly during infections. Blood types and compatibility. Now, let's talk about blood types. Did you know that not all blood is created equal? We'll explore the different blood types and why it's crucial to match them for transfusions. Do you know your blood type? It's important to know because blood types can be compatible or incompatible with one another. In this article, we discuss the different blood types, which ones are compatible, and the benefits of being compatible with someone else's blood type. So, which blood type are you? There are 4 main blood types: A, B, AB, and O. Combinations of proteins and sugars, called antigens, on the surface of red blood cells are what make the blood type either compatible or incompatible with other blood types. For example, if you have type A blood, you can only receive type A or type O blood. You cannot receive type B or type AB blood. If you have type B blood, you can only receive type B or type O blood. You cannot receive type A or type AB blood. If you have type AB blood, you can receive all blood types. If you have type O blood, you can only receive type O blood. When you are compatible with someone else's blood type, it means that your body can accept their blood without any problems. Having a blood type that is compatible with blood types other than your own is important because it can help to save lives in emergency situations. For example, if someone is bleeding and needs a blood transfusion, it's important to give them the right blood type so that their body can accept it. If they receive the wrong blood type, their body will reject it, which can cause serious problems. Because O-negative blood can be given to anyone, people with this blood type are considered universal donors. O-negative blood is essential to have on hand in an emergency when there isn't time to check a patient's blood type. Fun facts and trivia. Time for some quick-fire fun facts. Did you know blood makes up about 7 to 8% of your body weight? Or that there are approximately 2.5 trillion red blood cells in your body at any given moment? And there you have it, folks. A whirlwind tour through the amazing world of blood. If you found this video interesting, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating content. Until next time, stay curious. Thanks for watching, adventurers.